What's up, guys? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG, bringing you another live duel. This time we have Shane, and he's running his Vanquish Soul Kashtira deck versus my Bystial Synchro list, which is actually post Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge. So this is kind of Nat's format we've been testing for. So you get to see a little bit of what I'm thinking about playing versus what Shane's thinking about playing, and we're using some proxy cards so you can check it out. I definitely am using Assault Synchron, and Shane is doing this weird mix. It's kind of cool actually to check out. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know that you enjoy this type of content so we can keep bringing it to you. And this is going to be obviously Nat's format. So tell me what you're thinking. Bystial Synchro is something that I'm really pushing for Nats, and this is me testing the deck. Obviously it's not finalized, neither one of these decks are finalized. This is more testing and theory crafting, so you get a little heads up gameplay before these cards even come out. So I hope you enjoy this type of content, and if you do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really would mean a lot as we're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. So with all that being said, let's dive into this live duel. Shane on Kashtira Vanquish Soul versus my Bystial Synchro with Assault Synchron.
House of Cards.
TCG.
Alright, diving on into our first game here. We have Shane on the left. He is playing the Vanquish Soul Kashtira, and I am on the right playing my Bystial Synchro. And I do believe that I won the dice roll, and we're just, just chatting, having good old Yu-Gi-Oh fun right now. So let's go ahead and see what we go ahead and start off with. I do believe that I go first here. So I'm going to start with a normal summoning of a Seyfried. Let's see if he has a response. This is a great spot to go ahead and Valor Imperm. You do that before they activate the Seyfried, usually, because they contribute the Seyfried for cost. So if you have an Imperm or Valor, you can go ahead and Valor Imperm that before it activates its effect. I'm going to go ahead and activate the Seyfried effect. Seyfried's going to go ahead and pitch Druid Swarm. That's going to go grab a level 6. I grab Serenity here. Probably a tell that I have Magna in hand. Let's see what our next play is. So I know that this game one was very grindy between the two of us. We're going to go ahead and Magma, target Druid Swarm. That's going to go ahead and summon. Magma effect is going to go ahead and search at the end phase. And now we're thinking here what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and link off the Seyfried to make Striker Dragon, playing into Nib because we needed another name into the graveyard, and we want to keep Magna in the graveyard because it can be special summoned back off of Regained. So we're going to go ahead and activate Romulus. Romulus is then going to go ahead and grab Ravine. And then we're going to go ahead and, let's see here. I do see Regained in hand. That's probably why we wanted to make sure we had Magna in the graveyard, because we can definitely special that back. We're going to activate Ravine. Ravine's going to pitch Soronir. And then we're going to go ahead and dump Lubellion. And then Soronir is going to go ahead and activate, and that's going to send the Regained. So we do not have Regained in hand. I apologize. But we do send Regained off of Soronir, so that gets a huge setup for us. We are going to go ahead and banish Seyfried. Seyfried's going to go ahead and add back the Lubellion. And then we're going to activate the Lubellion. I love doing that interaction. And that's why I think I needed to send that Striker Dragon to the graveyard, was because we need Seyfried to add back Lubellion. Lubellion's going to go ahead and grab Baldrake, because I do still main it. Still undecided if I'm going to keep it in my main deck or not. But as of right now, I do still have Baldrake in the main deck. We're going to banish the Soronir to special out the Baldrake. That's going to go ahead and tribute itself and bring out the Lubellion. Lubellion effect will then bring out Beast. And then we're going to go ahead and proceed to what I imagine is probably the end phase. Looking at the hand, we do have Talents. Unfortunate, Talents was not active this turn. We're going to make a Seal. And then end phase, we will go ahead and Beast will activate our Regained, and then Magna search. After all this, we've already gone through all of our Bystials because we went through Druid, Baldrake, and Soronir. We can't search Magna, so yeah, we're going to have to grab a Levy here. It's unfortunate, but it's going to be really good on the other turn. On our next turn, we're still going to have Levy just to go ahead and start off with. So that is obviously really good here, and that's because we already went through all of our Bystials, being Baldrake, Druid, and Soronir. So there's really nothing else that we could search. Obviously, Bystial-wise, that's interaction on the turn here. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Pressure Planet. That is to search a Kashtira. Again, Shane is playing this Kashtira Vanquish Soul. We are going to go ahead and bounce that. Kashtira is just a problem against dragons, so we just deal with that now. We just don't want to see Fenrir, and we don't want to see Unicorn. He does have a Theosis I can see in his hand, which is probably really good for us, because that must mean that if he doesn't have access to the Unicorn, he would have grabbed Birth, and that would have been really good. He is going to Talents draw 2, though, and let's see what that grabs him. And obviously we Seal Bounce that, brought out Magma Search in phase. He does see the Unicorn off of the Talent, so then Unicorn does come down. Unicorn effect will then activate. And we're going to go ahead on summon. We're going to go ahead and bring out the Baldrake. Shane deciding not to use the unicorn effect to rip from the extra deck. Let's see if he does or not. And we're going to go ahead and beast, send the Magna, go ahead and pop the unicorn. So that's on the resolution there. That's what we decided to do. We still have regain to go ahead and bring back one of our Bystials and make it our Baldrake live. So we're going to go ahead and bring out the Raisin. Raisin effect will then activate. That's probably going to grab him a Mad Love, unless he has something else. That looks like Borger. So I wanted to get the Baldrake out because I knew that the Link 1 was really good. So we wanted to just prevent the Link 1 from, even though it's a quick effect, still being able to out it is really, really, really good in this. Borger's going to go ahead and bounce the Raisin back to hand to special summon himself. And then he's going to reveal, I believe, was Mad Love to draw a card. And this was my first time really going against Vanquish Soul, so I may have misplayed it, so I'm interested to see this matchup and see what I did. I'm way more familiar with Vanquish Soul now that I've tested against it, but I was unfamiliar at the time. He does go Battle Phase, beat over the Baldrake, links it off for Rock of the Vanquisher. Not considered a Vanquish Soul monster, so I want to make sure that you know that. And one thing about Vanquish Soul, it does play into Talons very hard, but he is going to go ahead and activate Rock of the Vanquisher. That's going to bring out the Mad Love. Mad Love effect will then activate. He can grab Dust Devil, or he can grab the Continue, depending on what he wants to do. Seeing that he has nothing really in the graveyard except for the linked off Borgen, I believe, he might go for Continue actually to bring back Borgen. Burger. I keep saying Borgen. Burger. Let's see what he decides here. He does look like he's looking for the Continue now. Or no, he's going to go for the Dust Devil. Okay, so he wants to go for the Book of Moon. If you haven't already checked out, we did just do a ruling video on Dust Devil. You can go ahead into our previous videos and check that out. And if you're interested, it's a pretty good, interesting ruling, actually. It's Dust Devil versus Book of Moon and how it resolves. So he is going to go ahead and set two. We know Dust Devil, and we don't know the other one that's set, unless it showed it and I didn't pay attention. In phase, we do get Magma. That's going to go ahead and search out our Ringo Worm, because we do have Levy in hand, and that is a Synchro 10. It's going to be really good in our matchup. So we draw for turn, and I don't think that we were not able to regain because we didn't banish anything there, because we didn't have any Bystials because we already went through them all. We do have Black Dragon in hand. That's really good because that will trigger our regained, obviously. I do have a little spice in the extra deck. Let's see if it comes up. So obviously thinking here, we're going to go ahead and Black Dragon. That's going to go ahead and banish, I believe was our Striker Dragon. Then we activate Regained. Regain to put back the Striker Dragon, and then go ahead and draw a card. And this was obviously a way for me to tell if that was Imperm set also, because it would have been very obvious if that was Imperm, because he would have Imperm there to negate my Regain, because Regain gets so much advantage. So 100% could tell that that was not Imperm set, which is, it's obviously a bluff because he put it there on purpose. So that was a little tell that I could tell on my end, was like, okay, now I can rule out Imperm being on that column, because he would have 100% negated my Regain. Regain just does way too much. So we're going to see the Raisin come down. Raisin's going to go ahead and search. He does search out another copy of Burger. Then we're going to go ahead and have Magma come down, or special summon back off Regain, because he did special summon a monster. Magma effect will then activate to search at the end phase. And now here he has to decide what he wants to do, because we do have a lot of cards, and I don't know if he has the right attributes to go ahead and pop my Black Dragon. Let's see what he does here. Because he did special summon Raisin in the column that Black Dragon's at. He is going to go ahead and flip Dust Devil. So here, we're reading Dust Devil. This was a different ruling, but we're going to go ahead and chain Beast in response to Dust Devil. Now, since that card did bounce back up to the hand, it does not resolve. That is a different ruling than the video that we posted. So we're going to go ahead and Beast. He's going to go ahead and chain the, I believe, Burger, or that might be Caesar, actually. I can't tell. But that's going to go ahead and special out, bounce that card. So Dust Devil does not resolve in that case, because the monster that was targeted did get bounced back up to his hand. So now it is open game state. We've already played through his interruptions. We are going to go ahead and grab White Dragon, because we did send the Black Dragon off of the Branded Beast. And since it went to the graveyard, you do get to search. And so we're kind of like going over some different rulings, different things here. So looking at it, again, the hand advantage for Vanquish Soul is so great. I do enjoy playing that deck. I've been playing that deck a little bit, I'm not going to lie. I love my dragons, but I've been playing a little Vanquish Soul because I do find the deck very thrilling, and I do know a lot of decks, so I know how to interact against a lot of decks. So I do, if you know, oh, Talents is insane here. We're going to look at the hand. So we're going to go ahead and rip, We should rip the Caesar. Let's see if we do that or not. We ripped Mad Love. Yeah, we definitely should have ripped the... or that's not Caesar. That's the other one. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now, but the level 4 that you can just special summon. It doesn't really have many, good effects there, but... Anyway, I've been testing up a little Vanquish Soul. I do enjoy it because it is a control deck. So we're going to go ahead and go into Excel. He does flip the Imperm, so I'm wrong. That was an Imperm. That's going to go ahead and negate Regain. I don't know why he didn't do that sooner, so he could have just negated my Regain out from the jump. But then we go ahead and banish the Ringo Worm. That brings out a token anyway, and then that makes a Despotter. Despotter will then go ahead and activate. Let's see what we go ahead and bring back here. We're gonna go ahead and bring out the Levy. So let's see what we decide to do. Maybe not. Oh, I do see the Assault Synchro. Assault Synchro might be making his debut on the channel here. Let's see what we do. I'm not sure the effect that we're activating here. I'm trying to peek at what I'm doing. I'm not 100% sure, but... Oh, we're probably Ravining there. So we're Ravining, getting an extra light into the graveyard because we're probably low on lights right now. So we are going to go ahead and activate Seyfried. We dump Seyfried off Ravine. That way we can get the Lubellion back to hand. Lubellion will then go ahead and grab Magma. Remember, we special summon Magma off of Regain, so we actually haven't activated the effect to summon Magma yet. We are going to go ahead and special out the White Dragon by banishing a card. And then we're going to go ahead and bring out the Assault Synchron. That'll burn 7. Then we take those two and we make Malong, who I think is a great addition to this deck. It's a great tuner, light, level 6 that's in the extra deck. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you get to bounce a card that's face up on the field. Now what we do is we're going to go ahead and tribute the Despotter. Yeah, that's definitely the play, I do believe. Maybe not. So we can tribute the Despotter for Lubellion. And what that does is you could banish the Assault Synchron from the graveyard to special back the Despotter and get an extra body on the field. I don't think that we need to do that, but it's definitely the play that you would want to do. And then Despotter can obviously bring back the Assault Synchron. So we do bring out Levy. Levy is going to go ahead and banish 3 here. Lights and Darks. Activate the effect. We're going to go ahead and pop his 2 monsters. And that makes Rock of Vanquisher wide open for an attack because it has 0 attack. So that does obviously play a role. And now we can go ahead and... Despotter can bring back the Ringo Worm. That can go ahead and make a Barone. The other thing, like I said, you could have done was tribute the Despotter for Lubellion. Then Assault Synchron will bring back out the Despotter. And then you have plenty of room for... plenty of bodies for game. We've already Talents looked at his hand, so we already know what's in hand. So I'm assuming we make a Barone to floor here. And that should be game because that is more than 8,000 on field. So that is going to be it for game number 1. Bystial Synchro is taking it. And that was a great showing actually that you got to see. Check out the Bystial Synchros in action with the Assault Synchron with the Ringo Worm. So deck profile coming soon this weekend actually on the channel. This weekend, middle June, coming on the channel. Can't wait to show it to you. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe and let's dive into game number 2. Alright, game number 2, here we go, starting off, and Shane should be going first with his Vanquish Soul, and let's see what he goes ahead and plays. I know Vanquisher can play Shifter, so Shifter's obviously really good. I don't see it in his hand, but let's see what Shane can do here. He opens up with the Kashtira engine. The problem with this is if I don't have a hand trap, he gets the end on an Arise Heart, but I do have the Droll. Droll is obviously insane, so we are going to Droll him. It's so great with Gamma out of the format. Talents look at hand, and that hand is atrocious. So he's basically going to let us end with triple Book of Moon. I think you guys probably know where game 2 is going with this one. So Unicorn is going to come down, and I do believe that he's going to have to pass on that. But he does have another Ash in hand. So against my triple Book of Moon, we're going to go ahead and activate Tuning. Tuning does get ashed. And so we're just going to basically have to set 3, which is all Book of Moons. That's unfortunate too. And you know, go from here. So we're going to go ahead and standby phase. We're going to go ahead and book the Unicorn. And then that's just the wrong play altogether because he can just flip it right back up. And I am a dummy because then I could have just booked it again or something. But he has, that might have been the better play. But at this point, I mean, I'm on top deck. There's not much I could do. So sorry for the thrill of a game 2, but game 1 at least was really good. And then hopefully game 3 will prove to be even better. So let's dive on into game number 3. All right, going into game number 3. And we're going to see myself start it off and get into this one. I do remember game number 3 being a little crazy at the end, so I'm going to have to explain it to you once we get there. But Let's see what happens. I do see Tuning, which is a great card, obviously, in this deck. And I do, if I do recall, maybe a Bystial in my hand. So we're going to go ahead and start with Ravine. Ravine effect is then going to go ahead and pitch the Levy in air. Ravine will then resolve, and that's going to go ahead and send either Sornier or Lubellion. Is probably the best call, unless no sense in going Seyfried here. That's relevant because we just sent Levy. We do send Sornier, then we do send the Lubellion. So Sornier effect activates, then you send Lubellion. Now we're going to go ahead and Magma effect, target the Sornier, banish, then we're going to go Magma effect, tribute the Magma, go ahead and go Lubellion. Lubellion effect, then bring out the Regained. And let's see what our rest of our hands are. We do have the Ringo Worm, we're going to normal summon the Ringo Worm, and then we're going to go ahead and synchro those two off. And let's see, do we go Despotter or do we go with a Barone? I think we go Despotter. Despotter, bring back the Sornier. Then we could banish the Ringo Worm. That's going to make a Synchro 8. I'm not sure. We could go Omega, rip a card from hand, but I really like to end on Seal, so we're going to go Despotter. Let's see, we guess in Chain's hand we can kind of seal it a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and go Despotter, bring back the Sornier. Then we go Ringo Worm, banish. It's a shame, too, because what we should have done is we should have waited to do the Lubellion. If we would have waited to do the Lubellion, we could have ended on a Barone plus a Despotter and then passed. I think that's anti-spell set. I guess it doesn't matter because we can go ahead and grab ourselves an Assault Synchron regardless. So we still had it. But we didn't have to do that Lubellion so soon. And so that's one thing that maybe I did the Lubellion a little bit early there. I could have waited. But no, because then I could have made it to the Spotter. So no, I had to do it in this way. I am correct. Okay. And then we take those two, and then we're looking at the different card that we want to make. Again, still testing out the deck, still finalizing it. Deck profile and combo coming this weekend, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more Dragon stuff as well as meta stuff that we do post a lot. We do appreciate all the support. We're almost to 4,000. I can't wait till we hit 4,000. It's been a fun ride, and I'm super excited. So, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It does mean a lot, and I do appreciate it. So we do make Omega here. Then we go ahead and bring out the Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron's going to go ahead and pay 7. And then we're going to go ahead and just synchro those two off into a Barone de Fleur. And we do end on that M board that I was talking about. And depending on what this other card hand, I did think I saw Anti-Spell. I'm not 100% sure. And Omega also has application in the graveyard if you want to recycle some of your resources. So we do set one. I set it over there. I'm imagining that might be a Beast, actually, and not an anti-spell. So we have Beast, Regain, Barone, and Despotter against Vanquish, but he did top deck the Unicorn, which is insane. So we do have the Pressure Planet activating. Probably thinking on what I want to do here. I do not like the Kashtira engine, but I do let that one resolve. Actually, shows that I let that one go, knowing that he already has the... I don't know this, but now seeing it, that he already has the Unicorn in hand, that proved to be a good one. Even though Finner is still a problem. Let's see what he comes down with. He does go ahead and does the Unicorn. We activate Regained. Regained effect will then activate. That will go ahead and bring out the Magna. Magna effect will then activate to search at the end phase. And I think we're thinking if we want a Beast here, or if we just want to get rid of Unicorn with Barone or Despotter. Nothing's banished actually, so we can't do that. We do have an Assault Synchron in the graveyard, though, and if you don't know, B says to tribute one dragon monster. So if we were to tribute, and this is going to come up, so he does activate Unicorn effect. We are going to go ahead and Barone that. He does bring down the Fenrir. So we've gone through our Barone, obviously. And it's actually going to come up, so B says tribute, and then with Assault Synchron in the graveyard, that actually does make a difference. So we're going to bait his Fenrir here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and banish the something on, I'm sure, and because we really want a banish card here, he's going to go ahead and activate the Fenrir. Fenrir is then going to go ahead and target the Despotter. He's thinking on target, but I do remember him targeting the Despotter. So he's going to target the Despotter. We're going to go ahead and Beast, tribute the Despotter, and we're going to go ahead and pop his Fenrir. Then Assault Synchron will activate to banish itself and then bring back out the Despotter. Because if a Dark Synchro monster is tributed, Dragon Synchro is tributed, it gets to special summon its back, and that puts a banished into the it puts a banished card into the pile, so it makes the Despotter even more live. And we could have actually regained here, put back the Assault Synchron, which is I think what we're gonna do here. Yes, we are gonna regain, put back the Assault Synchron. We still have the Sornier live to pop a card for the Despotter, and we get to draw a card. So He does come down with the Rota. Rota does search the Raisin. So basically, I like the Cash Vanquish Soul deck because the Cash stuff forces your interruptions, and then they just go normal summon Raisin. And it's actually insane. So Shane and I have been theory crafting and building the Kashtira Vanquish Soul deck. I think it could be good. Again, it might be his Nat's choice. I'm not sure. Where you do see the Pantera. I remembered his name. Pantera. Come down. And that's just special summons. Yeah, I think he's trying to force my Despotter maybe, or he's trying to force something here. So he does activate the effect. Again, trying to force my Despotter. I think that's going to pop my Beast. Hindsight 2020, maybe I should have, I couldn't have even negated it. I could only have popped the Pantera. So I just have to let this go, which is unfortunate because Beast is obviously a pivotal card in this deck. So we are going to go ahead and see the Beast get popped. And then we're going to see the normal summon of the Raisin. I'm assuming that has to be the next play. Yep, normal summon Raisin effect. We are going to go ahead and Baldrake here. I don't think that he saw the Baldrake. Baldrake was top decked off of Regained. That's why I'm saying Baldrake is still just that card. It just puts up that much more, because now if he links off, what we could do is Baldrake tribute the Druis Worm, and then Druis Worm can send a card, as well as Baldrake can go ahead and send an extract monster. However, the only problem with that is that Baldrake does target. So we're confirming whether Baldrake targets or not. And since Baldrake does target, obviously we know that the Vanquish Soul can, avoid some of that by being able to bounce the extra deck monster, even the extra deck monster. So actually, we may have to read that depending on what card he activates to bounce. Let's see. He is going to go overlay for a Baguska. Does not matter anyway. I did not see this coming. Baguska can't be targeted in attack position. That's where that interaction comes in. It's crazy. You set up this whole board, right? All these Bystials, Barone, Despotter, all this huge board just to lose literally to a Baguska right now. I mean, I can't make this up. It is what it is. Here comes down the Zeus. And you lose to a Zeus. Now we are going to be able to pop the Zeus, obviously, with the Despotter. We did kind of force out all his Kashtira stuff, so we know that he's not sitting on anything else. So we are going to go ahead and shuffle back one of our cards, our Assault Synchron, or something like that. Something that we banished, I can't remember. And yeah, that's just wiped the entire board. So he is going to go ahead and activate Stake Your Soul. That's going to go ahead and special summon out the Mad Love. Mad Love effect will then go ahead and activate. It's just crazy. I can't believe that we lost to a Zeus like that. Looking back on that, I had that huge board. It was game next turn, and we lost to a Zeus. It's unfortunate. If only we had an Imperm. Imperm would just won us the game there. And he is going to go ahead and grab the Continue. And then he can go ahead and bounce back the Mad Love, special out the Burger. Burger effect will then activate to draw a card. Looks like he drew a Shifter, which would have been really good against me. And then he's going to go ahead and take the Burger, link it off for the Rock of the Vanquisher, and then he can activate Rock of the Vanquisher effect, and that can add him back a card from hand. And he is going to go ahead and add himself back. Let's see what he decides to do here. Raisin or Burger? He's going to go with the Burger. So pretty good. Vanquish Soul obviously has the card advantage. It's going to be hard. Magma search off end phase. I added back a Druis Worm, and then we're going to go ahead and top deck, obviously draw. So we are going to go ahead and activate Druis Worm, banishing the Zeus out of the graveyard, but it's really going to be hard to compete with Vanquish Soul now that they have the card advantage. That Zeus wipe just really wiped the board and just took all the card advantage out of us. And so it's going to be really tough to actually come back. We don't have any Chaos Spikes. I actually cited out the Chaos Spaces in this matchup because I knew he played Shifter and the Kashtira stuff. And so I was really worried about that. And so I just cited out the Baby Dragons and the Chaos Space. We don't have anything in our graveyard that even generates anything for us. And so we are going to go ahead and bring down the Druis Worm. And let's see what Shane decides to do here, if anything. Also, again, we were just testing here. There's a little misplay where Burger could have been burning me for life this whole time. And so as we get towards the end of this match, obviously I'm going to cut a little short because Burger does just end up burning. So he takes 500, activates Continue. Continue brings out Raisin. Raisin Raison, however you want to say it. Is then going to go ahead and activate, and he is going to go ahead and search himself out a burger. I do believe that is burger. Another copy. And so he's got Caesar, Burger, Mad Love. He's got the whole fighting crew up in his hands. So he's going to go ahead and bounce Raisin back to hand, special summon out the Burger. Burger effect will then activate, revealing one to draw. He draws another shifter there, it looks like. And Rock of the Vanquisher will then activate, and that's going to go ahead and special summon out a Mad Love. Mad Love effect will then activate, and he can go ahead and search himself out the Dust Devil from there. And that puts obviously a lot of pressure on me because I have one card in hand. Let's just see what that card is. Guess we're reading Mad Love here. Again, this is my first time really going up against Vanquish Soul, so I was still figuring out exactly what the cards do and still, you know, trying to figure that out. So you know, something else that Shane could have done is he could have also Talents. Oh, Talents is a good hand. Good card. So we are going to go ahead and Talents. We are doing Talents to take. So what the goal here was to grab Mad Love. He is going to go ahead and activate Caesar to bounce the Mad Love because I knew that was the only card in hand. So then Caesar does come down. Regardless, we still can take Caesar. And Caesar is actually a dragon, so that still makes our seals live. Obviously doesn't really do much, but it deals with one of the bodies. But it was just a little interaction that we could have done. So even though he's already activated Burger to bounce, the only thing left would have been Caesar that he could have done to bounce the Mad Love. Worst case scenario, we get Mad Love, we make Chaos Angel. Druid Worm then sends a card. Chaos Angel banishes another card. So that was 2 disruptions that we were able to do. So we still take the Caesar, and then we're going to go to battle phase. I think we're going to crash over both of his monsters here in battle phase, and then we just are going to make a seal. We could have made, no, we've already gone through Ravine because we opened it in our hand, so we are going to go ahead and battle both here. It's going to put him at 45, and then we're going to go ahead and make seal because we do not want to give him back the Caesar, obviously. I was thinking about bringing back Lebellion, but then there was really nothing because all we have is Regain and Beast, and both of those are in the graveyard already because they've already been sent. So we do take both of those. He takes the Caesar back. I almost took it from him, and then he brings out. I bring out a seal. So he's obviously got major card advantage here. He's going to go Raisin. Raisin effect is then going to go ahead and activate. He might have ran out of targets at this point. Again, forgetting that Burger can just burn for 15 every turn too, so we do forget about that in a little bit in our interactions here. So Raisin then I missed what Raisin search. I'm sorry. Paying attention to my phone. I apologize. And we're gonna go ahead and he's gonna go to battle phase. We're gonna go ahead and bounce Raisin off seal. Seal effect will then go ahead and activate. That's gonna bring out Magma. Then we're gonna do Magma effect, trying to play around Talents as much as possible because obviously this is in the battle phase. And considering that he normal summoned out the Raisin, this was pretty good for us. But he is going to go ahead and bring down the Birth. Birth effect is then going to go ahead and activate. That is going to go ahead and bring out the Unicorn. Unicorn's then going to grab Theosis. Theosis is then going to go ahead and bring out Finner. This is what I'm saying. This is why the Kashtira stuff is just so good in this deck, because then you just start popping off with a bunch of Kashtira stuff. And it's pretty much not much we could do at this point. He's got full Kashtira combo now. He's going to go Rise Heart. Rise Heart effect is then going to go ahead and banish 3 off my deck. And then he's going to go ahead and banish the Unicorn, put that in the banish pile, making it live off his Birth. And then he's going to take all 3 of those, make it a Rise Heart. And this is pretty much all she wrote for me at this point. Let's see what else Shane can do here. He's going to set 1. We do search Seyfried at the end phase off of our Magma. This is a free Chaos Angel depending on what we can top deck, because he does have the banish off the Rise Heart, so we do draw. We do have the Assault Synchron, so obviously that's really good for us. So he's going to go, we're going to normal summon the Seyfried. He's going to go a Rise Heart to banish the Seyfried, and then we contribute the Magma, bring out the Lebellion, and then we can go ahead and special out our Assault Synchron. Again, another reason why this card is so insane. We bring out the Assault Synchron, and then that is a free Chaos Angel using a Light and a Dark, and then we're going to go ahead and banish the Rise Heart. Looking forward now, we probably should have banished the Birth. We deal with the Arise Heart. We probably should have banished the Birth. I was trying to get some damage in here, and so I put him on 1,000 life points, but knowing that he had Vanquish Soul set up, I really honestly should have just banished the Birth here, because the Birth is, as you're going to see, is just putting in so much work. I'm thinking about doing Omega here. Omega can then go ahead and shuffle back one of my cards, which could be Barone or Despotter. And I was talking to him and I was saying, you know, instead of going Chaos Angel, maybe I should have went with Barone, or I should have went Despotter, but and had Omega shuffle it back. But didn't matter. We went to Chaos Angel. It's the right play. Shane's turn. Obviously, his hand is insane. And we do go back and forth a lot. Again, forgetting that Burger burns for 1,500 life points, we completely forgot, because there is a stalemate at this point, in which we kind of just go back and forth. If he remembered Burger burning for 15, then obviously he would have just burned me out, because that's only 5 turns. So he is going to go Raisin, and then Burger's bounce back, draw a card off Burger. He could have just burned right here for 1,500. And so I'm going to be honest with you all. I'm going to let this play out. I don't know if I'm going to commentate over it, because we forgot Burger, and it kind of makes the rest of the video a little because we just sat on a Chaos Angel. We went back and forth for a couple turns. So I mean, I'll do some commentating over it, but essentially we went back and forth before we actually realized that Burger does actually burn for 1,500. And so it's kind of funny, actually, if you think about it. So for the next 10 minutes, it's just us dueling back and forth, passing turns, trying to deck each other out, before Shane actually realizes that Burger can burn, and then he could just burn me out of life at this point, because essentially he didn't have any way of outing my Chaos Angel. He was actually trying to go Pressure Planet, and he was actually trying to build up enough attributes to actually be able to battle over it. And at one point, he actually goes for Dugaris. Dugaris then doubles the attack, but I will commentate over this. I'm just going to let you know that this is a stalemate. We go back and forth. Shane does end up winning when he realizes that Burger can burn. There was a cool interaction with Dugaris doubling its attack. You're more than welcome to hang out and watch to the end. It's just more interaction, more gameplay as I flip anti-spell on him. So a couple floodgates now. So we just go back and forth essentially, so you don't have to stay here. Shane does end up taking this duel, and he should have taken it a lot sooner. But it is some pretty cool just gameplay, some different interactions of just us trying to figure out how to out each other's cards. And I will say it's pretty fun. So if you like that kind of content, hang out, watch the rest of the video. I'm going to go ahead and sign out of here. I'm going to leave the rest of this going, and hope you enjoy. Please comment down below. Let me know if you saw any misplays, or if there's anything that you wanted to see in the future, if there's any live duels, any decks that you want to see upcoming. Again, deck profile coming this weekend, and combo tutorial with my Bystial Synchro deck profile. So please subscribe to the channel, help us get to 4,000. And with all that, this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG, signing out.